Alrighty. 2 events are down in level 2, and that just leaves 1 to go. However, before we get on with that, I want to check something for a moment. Okay, we got those on. And got both the gearbox parts on. What about the suspension? Yeah, I got all those. Oh yeah, I already fitted all the body parts, didn't I? I already checked the gearbox, so... we'll put on the modified manifold. It gives me a little more power, so... yeah, I'll just do that. And now... let's move on to the Derby class event that ends level 2. So we're halfway there, and this is the one that closes level 2. And then afterwards we've got these 3. Anyway, let's get on with the Canals Special Derby Cup. As we begin at Water Canal 1. Neighbourhood of small apartments situated near the canals. Alternative routes take you over rooftops and through narrow tunnels. Okay. Well, even though the result was terrible, I did manage to get the Best Wrecker reward. However, I am going to resign from this, and I am going to try again. Thankfully, however, the game does not show my wins and losses, because up to this point, I'm pretty sure I would either have 6 or 7 losses to my name at this point. But anyway, I think I need something else on my car before I do anything else. And I think what I'm going to put on this thing is this. The fuel and filter kit. Hopefully that should be enough for me to realistically make a charge. I did manage to get the Best Wrecker reward at least, so even though I finished last, I did still manage to get some decent cash. Anyway, we gotta try this again. Attempt 2 of the Canals Special Derby Cup. I almost wonder with these extra revs if I might actually get something done this time. At least with the way I seem to be increasing on the rev counter. And Katie was not being helpful. That's why I reset. And I get a power hit. Okay, you are not being helpful in any way whatsoever. You have clearly costed me a shot at the win. And this run, a lot like the last one, is going terribly. Although, I suppose since I got some wrecks in early on, I might be able to make up for last time. and the car just over-rotated and decided for whatever reason to oversteer into the wall. But anyway, as long as I can get a result on the podium, then I should be fine. I am also aware that not going through the tunnel does actually give you time. But anyway. Let's try and see if we can get this done. I certainly hope we can anyway. As I once again use too much brakes. I should probably just coax my way into the corner instead of just doing what I have been doing. Okay, that also works. I was not anticipating myself to run straight into Jack, but that also works. Now all that's left is me and Sophia. She heads through the tunnel, I head through the canal, clear to see which route was faster. I think it's fair to say the fuel and filter system has definitely made me faster. Which is what I would have guessed it would. Okay, not too much brake. Okay. I get through the corner the way I should do this time. I think I might also be getting drafted by Sophia. And I hit the wall. I do manage to hold on to the lead at least, and she wrecks. And there we go. I also set a new lap record in the process. And also the fastest lap of the race, if you can believe it. For the first time, I think, since... I think it was probably race 2 of... I don't know the last time I set a fastest lap. But either way, it was still a good race nonetheless. And Sophia wound up finishing 7th after she was running in 2nd. Frank 2nd, Jason 3rd, Ray 4th, Sally 5th, Katie 6th, and Jack finished in 8th. I think I am going to get a boatload's worth of cash. Because of some of the things I got rewarded for in terms of my in-race tactics. So I think it's suffice to say that the fuel and filter system, it has worked wonders for me. So we got 1 slam, 1 power hit, 2 super flips, and 1 blast out. Nice. And we get a grand in rewards. And I also get 300 credits for the Blast Master, and another 100 credits for the fastest lap. Jason Walker was the best wrecker, and Jack was the bulldozer in race 1 of the Canals Special Derby Cup. Okay, let's move on now to race 2. At Water Canal 3. Shortest canal route featuring open air basketball fields and multiple canal crossings. Let's go. So things are actually going pretty well between me and the banger. Especially since I actually got my first fastest lap for the first time in a long time. And already getting some bucks on the board as I make the AI suck my dick with my double hits. And now I get slammed as retaliation by Frank. I'm going to assume that must have been intended payback, because in this game there are no accidents. Pretty much all the moves are intentional, whichever way you want to see them. They're always intentional maneuvers. But anyway, I'm up into second. The fuel and filter system is really working wonders for me, as my top speed is now increased from 118 to 122. And up ahead of me is Katie. I can certainly say the fuel and filter system has made the banger a bad fast car. And up to this point of the event, I actually feel pretty good. And I get slammed by Katie. Although thankfully I was able to reset quickly enough so that I would be behind her. And that I would not lose my spot. Which to me, in and of itself, was a relief. And that's probably because she knows I have the faster car. And I set a new lap record. So the fuel and filter system is definitely working wonders for me. Because my car just looks and feels faster than it did before. I almost made a costly mistake there. And I get bumped out the way by Sophia. Of course I do. Thankfully, however, I do have one. I knew that was going to catch me out. Was just waiting for it to happen, and then eventually it caught me out. The only thing that's really preventing me from restarting is the power hits I seem to be getting at the moment. Okay, can I make up some spots? Would be really nice if I could make up some spots. That's what I really want to do. Okay, I'm gonna go round the outside this time as I slam into Katie. Jack is leading at the moment. I'm gonna head around this way, see what happens. And that went as well as I thought it was gonna go. And suddenly I am losing my voice, and Jack has just wrecked, so that basically gives me the race win by default. And now I wait to see how long it is before I get slammed in the back. So, somehow, some way, I managed to luck my way into 2 straight wins. And it was Ray who had the fastest lap. So Jack 2nd, Sophia 3rd, Sally 4th, Katie 5th, Ray 6th, Frank 7th, and Jason finished in 8th. I feel like I should probably get my replay here. Although I did actually record one replay here. I'll leave it for the final race again. Why not? 2 out of 3. I pretty much have this championship locked up. I think the only thing I really need to do is finish either 6th or better, and then I'll have the championship outright. Oh, okay. So I got 4 slams and 2 power hits. Well, anything to make some extra money. And I don't get any of the top driver stats. Oh well, it's fine. Also, shout out to Sophia for being the best wrecker. Anyway. 2 races down, I now have a 10-point advantage over Frank. We have a tie for 3rd and a tie for 5th, as well as a tie for 7th. So we've got 3 two-way ties. All of these positions will no doubt be settled in the finale. I am pretty much guaranteed to win this no matter what, because I have a gap of 10 points. Water Canal 2. The longest canal route. This includes a drive-through parking hall, freight containers, and a series of railroad structures. Alright. Time now for what is the finale of the Canals Special Derby Cup. And then afterwards, we can move on to level 3. Okay, so the previous attempt actually went pretty good, until basically what happened was I got caught on the banking of the canal. Hi Sally. Bye Sally. Until basically I got caught out by the banking on the canal. And then as a result, I simply just lost all momentum and fell flat on my face. Again. I think this race really does not want me to win. I just feel like there's a strong feeling that this race does not want me to win. I really couldn't tell you how. Anyway, we're still trying, and maybe we can actually manage to get some better results on the board. And I managed to avoid scraping the guardrail, and I finish lap 1 in P2 behind Sophia. As I managed to sideswipe her advantage by straight up dive bombing her. Which probably is one of the cleanest maneuvers you'll quite simply get in this game from what I can see. And she wrecks. I'm still managing to pass her back though. That's more or less the closest I'll get to my revenge, considering she did wreck me before. But I suppose as long as I beat her, then that is reasonable payback. If I get it, that is. And that's the real question. I know I want it, but the only question is, can I get it? Huh. I literally crashed her out. That is the perfect revenge. Just perfect is what that is. I literally crashed her out. I did not think that was gonna happen. I mean, I was asking for a revenge I was literally asking for a revenge shot. But I did not think my revenge shot was quite literally going to be me just straight up killing her. I'm actually amazed to say that I got paid back by taking her out. And I mean literally taking her out. I mean literally taking her out as a DNF. I thought that was actually quite beautiful. And now I wreck myself. Probably doesn't matter where I finish. I got my revenge on Sophia, so that's pretty much all I care about. Unless I got revenge on someone else. And I gave a power hit to Katie. Well, gonna be P2. I was asking for a podium. I think this will no doubt suffice, from what I can see. And it's probably the best I can do. But anyway. Everything is good because I was able to get my revenge on Sophia, which is what I wanted. And I also finished P2 as well. So Jack wins, myself in second, and Frank third. Then we had Sally fourth, Sophia fifth, Jason sixth, Ray seventh, and KT finishes last. Oh yeah, I still need to get my replay, don't I? Since that's one thing I kept telling myself to do, but didn't get round to. Okay, I think I'll get to the end of this lap and then I think that should do it. Okay, that should be all. So P2 in the race, but I still get 2 out of 3, which is more than enough for me to cinch it. And I doubt anyone else really comes close. So, just waiting for the game to save. As we're now up to 7,700 credits. And in the end of that, I got 5 slams, 2 power hits, 1 super flip, and 1 crash out. Making up for a total of 1,500 credits. And Frank quite literally cleared the board as being the best in the top drivers category. Best wrecker, blastmaster, the fastest lap, and the bulldozer. I don't think we've ever had a single driver sweep of the top driver stats. At least not until now, anyway. But there we go. 28 points to me, 19 points to Jack, 16 points to Frank, 14 points to Sally, 12 points to Sophia, 10 points each to both Jason and Ray. Jason gets the tiebreaker, and Katie finishes last with just 8. And so that's the end of level 2. So we get another 1,600 credits for winning the Canals Special Derby Cup, 2 golds and 1 silver, and we also unlock bowling. Cool. And I think we should also get a cash bonus now for moving up to level 3. If I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, the car unlocks first. So we get the splitter, the switchblade, and that's it. And we get 7,500 credits as a result of us now moving up to level 3. Congratulations, you have qualified for the next level, level 3. And we get 7,500 credits, so that means... yeah, we've definitely got at least 12 grand from this. But anyway, there we go. Level 2 is now done. And next up will be the Metal Smash Derby Cup. However, I have been at this now for a while, and I have made some good progress, no doubt. But I also want to give myself a rest before getting on with the next one. So I think I'm going to call it a day. So we're 62% done with the Derby class. We still have 3 cups to go, and then afterwards we can figure out what to do about the bonus events. So, next time on FlatOut 2, starting level 3 in the Derby class.